What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is Fan Friday, and today's winner was Cody with the suggestion of BREAKthrough Bronzong Forretress Dusknoir, which at first I was like, what? This deck seems crazy, but after playing it, it is really good, and it might not be something to watch out for because it's definitely very counter. You can definitely counter it by not putting down a lot of Pokemon. You can just win that way against it. But let's go over the deck and you'll see what I mean. Now, our main attacker here is going to be Bronzong. Usually when you think of Bronzong, he is a support Pokemon. You know, Metal Links, you put Metal Energies from your discard pile onto your bench Metal Pokemon, or onto your bench Pokemon. But Bronzong is what's going to take the wins for us. Bronzong has the attack Pain Amplifier. Put 3 damage counters each of your opponent's Pokemon that has any damage counters on it, which is great. If there's 5 Pokemon to play, that is 150 damage per turn, not even including the 10 damage you did already, which is 200 damage if you can pull off everything. And with the Skyfield, oh man, okay, let me do the math. 24, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, what? 320? I think it's 320 in one turn if they have 8 Pokemon down with the Skyfield. That is crazy. But Pain Amplifier is definitely a crazy attack, 30 damage everywhere. And also has a tech attack, which is kind of great if you need to take those last 2 prizes. Knock Away does 70, Flip a Coin if has. This attack does 20 more damage, so potential of 90. But you can guarantee that 70 for the knockout on the active if you need to with Bronzong, which is why I like that attack. And it could take the last 2 prize cards you need. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, but first, hold on, before we go over to everything else, we also do play the other Bronzong, the Metal Links, once during your turn before you attack. You may attach a Metal Energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. We've seen this 1,000 times in so many different decks. It's just great to accelerate Metal Energies to a bench Bronzong. So the idea is you can have a attacking Bronzong on the bench, and then a support Bronzong so you can Metal Links onto if need be. Now, there's also one more Bronzong that you could play. Let me pull it up real quick. I almost put it in the deck, but that means you have to play a 4-1-1-2 line. And it's this Heal Block Bronzong. We really don't see it a lot in the game. The damage can't be healed from any Pokemon, both yours and your opponent. Damage counters can still be moved, like from Dusknoir and Uniclips and stuff like that. But Heal Block seems great if you want to probably counter Pokemon Center Ladies, maybe counter Max Potions if you're scared of those. You could play one of those in there, make it a 1-1-2 line, or you can just cut the Metal Links Bronzong and play a 3-1 line. And even if you don't want Metal Links Bronzong, you can just play a 4-4 Bronzong. But I think the Metal Links is kind of cool, especially against Giratina. You kind of need it so that way you can Metal Links and then attach a Metal Energy per turn, and that's why we have it in the deck. Now, you might be wondering, oh wait, another thing to note is you have to play the 70 HP Bronzor. And we'll go over that in a second, why you have to. Okay, so we play a 3-3 Forretress, and this is how you're going to get that 10 damage down on your opponent's side of the field. It has the ability Thorn Tempest. When you put this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may put 1 damage counter each of your opponent's Pokemon. So, you put it down, everybody takes 10, then you use Bronzong, you do 10, 30 everywhere else. Which is great. It's like you're doing 40 everywhere with Forretress and Bronzong combined, which is great. Now, you might be saying, okay, that's cool. You can just, maybe after 6 turns, you can take a knockout. 6 turns, 190 HP is a knockout on most EX. But we are going to help take out prize cards quicker with Dusknoir. And we've seen Dusknoir multiple times. Sinister Hand, you move around damage counters on your opponent's side of the field as often as you like. And the kind of annoying thing that's happening online is once you get the Dusknoir and you start moving around damage counters, it's like Dusknoir took a step back. It was great. It was great. They fixed it. It didn't take forever to Sinister Hand, but now it takes forever to Sinister Hand, and your opponents usually just concede. Like, it's hard to finish games now because your opponent's just like, okay, you win. I can't do anything. You're eventually going to win because of the Dusknoir's Sinister Hand, move around the energies, or the damage counters, and it just takes such a long time that your opponent concedes before you even win the game, and it stinks because it's hard to get a game finishing with Dusknoir, but still, Dusknoir's a really good card overall, but online they kind of messed up with this update, and this is the only kind of complaint I really have with the animation, because my opponents don't want to sit there while I manually move damage counters, and you'll see what I mean when you do it. You'll see what happens during the game with Dusknoir. Alright, but that's all the Pokemon in here. We don't have any room for Shaman and Jirachi. The bench spot is too full, because you're going to have 2 to 3 Bronzongs, 1 in the active, 2 in the bench. So that's 2 in the active, 2 in the bench, 2 Pine Cones. So that's 4, 2 Pine Cones, a Forretress, and a Dusknoir. That's 5 spots right there. So you can't fit a Droch, you can't fit a Shaman. I mean, we do play AZ, so if you want to, you could squeeze one in there, but I think it's fine like it is. We play 2 Battle Compressors. This way you can discard supporter cards early and or Metal Energies if you need to. What I'm finding I'm doing is Battle Compressor, discard supporter cards, use Verse Seeker to use those. We've seen me do this 1,000 times. 1 Computer Search just for consistency, and we play 3 Heavy Balls in this deck, and this is your main way of supporting, or main way of searching your Pokemon. Search deck for a Pokemon with a retreat cost of 3 or more. Let's see, we have Forretress with a 3 retreat cost, the 70 HP Bronzor, which has a 3 retreat cost, this Bronzor, which has a 3 retreat cost, the other Bronzor has a 3 retreat cost, and the Dusknoir has a 3 retreat cost. We see that a lot of Pokemon in this deck have a 3 retreat cost, which is why Heavy Ball is such a great card in this deck. 2 Level Balls, search the deck for Pokemon with 90 HP or less. That should get you Pine Cone, Bronzor, this Bronzong, the Metal Links one, Duskull, and Dusclops. Yep, he has an 80 HP. We play 3-2. You could maybe switch this for Ultra Ball, but I really don't like discarding cards. Maybe if you have like multiple supporters, you can Ultra Ball discard those, and that way you have the versatility of searching a Dusknoir and or Dusclops, depending if that's an Ultra Ball. That'd probably be the big change if I decided to put Ultra Balls in the deck. 2 rare candies, so that way you can skip the Duskull straight to Dusknoir deck, or you basically skip Dusclops with rare candy, but you still play the 1 Seek Evolve. 1 Super Rod, we've seen this all the time, but we're using the artwork. 2 Switch, just in case they Light Center of somebody, you can switch it out. 4 VS Seekers to reuse supporters, and we actually play 1 AZ in here. It combos with if they Light Center somebody up, you can AZ pick it up, or you can AZ up a Forretress and then reuse it next turn, which is great. Kind of gives you another 10 damage everywhere if you do need it with the AZ. 2 Bridget. Now Bridget is such a good card in this deck. I cannot say how great of a card it is in this deck. Search deck for 1 EX Pokemon or 3 basic Pokemon and put them onto your bench. And of course, you can get down your Bronzors, your Pine Cones, your Duskulls, whatever you need. Bridget would help you get those, and that's why I really do like this card in this deck. 2 Colors, because we're gonna have 5 bench Pokemon by turn 1, turn 2 at max. 3 N, 4 Juniper. We play 1 Skyla just in case if you want to search for a rare candy, a Lava Ball, Super Rod, Switch, whatever you need. Skyla can help you get that 1 card if you do need it. Now, our stadium that we were playing is 3 Beta Town, and you might be able to get away without playing any stadiums, but I still like Beta Town in this deck just because it puts 2 damage counters on each Mega Pokemon, so it can help you take down those Mega Pokemon faster and get damage out quicker. So instead of doing 30 per turn, you're doing 50 now with Beta Town if you're playing against Rayquazas, Groudon, Mega Manetrix, Kyogre, Mega Gardevoir, any of those Mega Pokemon, Prime Pokemon, whatever you call them. Beta Town can do 20 damage to it, 4 DC and 4 Metal, and that's all. This is a 60 card deck. It's a really, really solid list. I have no complaints about it. You might be wondering, why aren't we playing Lysander? And that's because Pain Amplifier puts 3 damage counters on all their Pokemon, so Lysander doesn't really matter. I mean, you could Lysander somebody up and stall that way, but I really don't want to cut consistency for that. And also, another card that you could play if you're, like, scared of Mr. Mime. Sorry, my ears ringing. You could play a Sound Lab instead of Beta Town, which it seems cool because that way you can shut down Shaymins and Hoopas and, all those basic Pokemon you can shut down with Sound Lab. So you can make the argument Sound Lab or Beta Town. Right now I'm playing the Beta Town just because of 20 more damage. The smart play will probably play 3 Sound Labs because you don't have any basic Pokemon with abilities, so that does not affect you at all, and that's why Sound Lab is great in this deck. So you can switch out the Beta Town for Sound Labs. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching Fan Friday, and let's see the deck in action. Alright, you're playing against Gray GG 0526, I guess. 0525 through, or 01 through 0525 was taken. But we won the coin flip. We're going first. Great. I don't even know. Did we call Tails? Did we just call Tails? Or did they call Tails? I'm not sure. I missed something. I missed something for sure. I was more worried about his name. I'm still trying to figure out. It's Greg G. No! Okay, wow, we have a really, really good turn one. Like a really, really good turn one. We got a Bronzor, we got a Bridget. And let's see, what are we playing against here? Okay, looks like it's some kind of fairy deck, which I'm going to regret not playing the Heal Block Bronzor. But we get a Dusknoir and double Pinecone. Do we have another Dusknoir in the deck? Hold on a second. We do. Ooh. I think that's fine. We'll go with Dusknoir and double Pinecone. Put those guys down. We'll Battle Compressor. Play it down. And here we're going to discard... Let's see. We could discard a Skyla, an N. Of course, maybe... This first one's always tricky because I don't know what we need next turn. We'll discard a Juniper as well. I think that'd be okay. We'll just, we'll play our hand down for next turn. And we'll see what happens next turn. So we end our turn. We got double Bronzong. We got a Forretress. We got a Dusknoir and a Forretress for next turn. And we top deck a Rare Candy. We get Rare Candy, the Dusknoir. And we see a Rainbow Energy go down to Xerneas. It takes 10 damage, which is great. Because now we don't even need to play the Forretress to even do 2 damage to it. But we're still going to play the Forretress regardless. We see a Muscle Band come down onto the Xerneas. We see a Sycamore from my opponent. And let's see what they discarded. A Fairy and a DCE. Hopefully they put down some more Pokemon. Now the only thing that's going to be kind of tricky is my opponent will play Max Potion to get rid of all that damage that we are going to do, which makes me like, oh, we should have played the Heal Block Bronzong, but it's still kind of hard because then you're playing like a 2-1-1 line. And then we see an Ultra Ball discarding a Mewtwo and a Chorus, okay. Let's see, what does my opponent decide to get here? Probably, okay, Hoopa, oh man, and with this Hoopa, he's going to put down 3 EX Pokemon that we can use Forretress to start putting 10 damage on each of them. Woo! Alrighty, so there's a Manectric, Xerneas, and a Shaman. Imagine the Manectric, then the Xerneas, the Spirit Leak as well to combo with that. Fairy Garden. We do play Faded Town, so that Mega Manectric will also take damage between turns with the Faded Town once we draw into it. And it's weird that he didn't put down the Xerneas. He opted to put down the Shaman. I guess he wants to get down in a Spritzy, which, why would you Hoopa for this? I don't know. But there we see I saw a computer search. Alright, so there we see a computer search, discarding the Xerneas in it, and this will probably get down to Spritzy. Okay, so we see a Spritzy come down, and we see a Geomancy getting 2 energies on to 2 different Pokemon. Probably the Manectric and the Virizion, or maybe the Hoopa. I'm not really sure which one he would go for. Alright, for the Hoopa, I mean, either one seems fine. I'd rather have it on the Virizion just in case you decide to tackle with it next turn and you don't get the Aromatisse. But here we get the Forretress putting 10 everywhere. Yes, so everybody will take 10. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Alrighty. And with this Verse Seeker, we can grab that Chorus and Chorus for good 9 cards. Yep, so play the Chorus, getting 9 cards. We need a Bronzong and a DCE. Let's see, do we get it? Wow, we got it. Okay, cool. We got the Dusclops. We even got a Faded Town as well, so that Manectric will take another 20 damage in between turns. So Faded Town. We got the Bronzong to the active. We get the DCE, and we can Pain Effort Flyer 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 180 damage coming down. And then next turn, if we get that Dusknoir down, I'm actually going to try to knock out that Spritzy before it evolves. So you see everybody takes 30 damage from it, which is great. And then, okay, well, the Manectric is not a Mega yet, so it does not take 20. He says, nice deck. Thanks. Fan Friday suggestion. Alright, mate, he probably doesn't know what I'm talking about, but we'll say it's Fan Friday suggestion. It was a Fan Friday suggestion. Alright, we see an Rainbow Energy go down to the Virizion and take a 10 more damage. And we see an N, both players shuffle their hand to deck and draw as many prize cards as they have left. We, of course, will get 6. Alright, and we get the Dusknoir, we get another we don't get a Bronzong yet. But if my opponent cannot move the energies, what we can do is knock out the Aromatisse next turn. We see a Mega Manectric come up. We will probably see 110 damage happen to this Bronzong. Take a knockout. Now, we are left in a weird situation. We can either... We have 4, 6, 8, 12... Wait. 4, 6, 8, 12. Okay, 200. We have 210 exactly, so we can knock out this Manectric if we want to. But the question is, do we knock out the... Oh, we see a Max Potion healing the baby Xerneas, and we see a Turbo Bolt knocking out the Bronzong. Okay. Alright, so what we can do next turn, actually, is... Alright, we'll send up the Bronzor, of course. Okay, we top deck Bronzong right here. Okay, that's an N. Okay, that's okay. We'll get down the Dusknoir, which is great for us. We will DCE the active. Put down the Bronzor. If we get a Forretress... 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, if we get a Forretress... Nah, maybe. I'm trying to think. Alright, either way, I think Computer Search right now is the best option. We'll see what happens. We'll Computer Search, discard the N, and the Dusknoir. And here we'll grab a Verse Seeker. Alright, do we have another course in the deck? Okay, we do. We'll just go for the course. Getting 9 cards, and we need a Bronzong. We have yet to even play a Heavy Ball, so we have those left in deck as well. So we'll course for 9. Alright, cool. Great hand for us. Alright, so Bronzong. Yeah, we'll Heavy Ball. And here we'll grab a Forretress. Lay down the Forretress, of course. And everybody takes 10 damage. But we will not have it. We need another Forretress spot, maybe. But everybody takes 10. So 10, 10, 10. I want to save the Head Ball for next turn as well, so we get another Bronzong down. So everybody takes 10. We'll put the Faded Town down. Alright, and then here we'll use the Sinister Hand ability. And let's see here. This is the worst part. I can't tell. Okay, I think this is the only bad problem about the new update. I can't tell how many everybody has. So everybody has 50. So 5, 6, 79. All we need to move is 1 damage. I'm actually going to move it from the Manectric to this Aromatisse. So it's at 60. Wow, that's going to take forever to actually move damage around. Okay, I think that's fine. So now since this Aromatisse is at 60, we can use the Pain Amplifier. Everybody takes 30, and the Mega Manectric take 20 more. Yeah, so we're going to Pain Amplifier. Everybody takes 30. The Aromatisse gets knocked out, which is great for us. So 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. There we go. Okay, cool. So the Aromatisse gets knocked out. We take a prize card. And take, okay, Juniper. So right now we have 9. What is this? Is this 6? I can't tell how much damage that is. Yeah, it should be 6. I think it's 6. 3, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, it's 8. It's 8. Yeah. 8, 9. It's at 9. I can't tell. How much HP is this at 20 left? Okay, 30 left. So yeah, they're 8. Yeah, they're each at 8. Here we see Hoopa come up. Are we gonna see a Scoundrel Ring? What's Scoundrel Ring do? Discard 2 energies. Okay, this attack does 100 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Or is he a Sycamore? Really weird that we see a Hoopa come up right now. Okay. We see a retreat into the Hoopa. We see a Hypnotoxic Laser trying to port. Well, that's actually a knockout. So Tails. And we see a victory screen. That was very strange, but I think we would have won that deck, or against this game. We would kept. I don't know. I couldn't tell how much damage counters down. It seems like everybody was 8. The Mega Manectric thing has 9. So we had 8, 16, 24, 24, 33, 36. I think we had 360. And the next turn, if we use Bronzong again, it'd be, oh my gosh, 3, 6, 9, 12, 8, 15. I think if we would attack the following turn, we actually would have won the game. If we would have used, we had the option to use it next turn. We were going to Heavy Ball for Bronzong, attach a DC, Verse Seeker. We probably would have just Junipered, discard everything, got another Bronzor down, and then get ready for another turn. And I think we would have won the following turn regardless if my opponent had max potions or not. I think we had enough. Oh, that was a loud beep. Sorry about that. But I think we would have won this game regardless, and we kind of see the power of Bronzong in this game. But we'll see another game here in a second with the deck, and hopefully my opponent does not concede the game, because that was definitely strange how they just kind of quit after the laser, after they had a knockout. But yeah, definitely strange. But we'll see another game with the deck here in a second. Well, no, he couldn't have Scout. He couldn't use Hoopa because he didn't have Aromatisse, so he couldn't even attack with Hoopa. What was my opponent thinking? I don't know. Whatever. We'll see another game with the deck here in a second. Alright, you're playing against Legend Xcall. They're calling the coin flip. Do they win the coin flip or not? Hopefully we win though. Let's see. It keeps on spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. And where will it stop? Legend, please stop it. Please call heads or tails, buddy. Just do it for us. Just call. I'm gonna cover the coin. Wow, just cover the coin, guys. Don't look at the coin while it's spinning. Legend, please look. Are you trying to win by making us dizzy? Cause it's working. It's working. And we lost the coin flip. It looks like they call heads. And they're deciding, do they want to go first or not? And of course, they are going to go first. Alrighty. Okay. Not that great of an opening hand. I see some strong energies in a Juniper, a Lysander. So Lysander fighting. I don't know what that could be. But we're choosing our active Pokemon. Of course, it's going to be Pinecone. That's all we can really start. We probably should have done. Maybe. I don't know. If my opponent knocks out a Pinecone, we can reuse it. Yes, withdraw from the Mulligan. Hopefully we get a Bridget. Nope. And there we see a Landorus come down to play. Alright. We see a Verbank. Fighting Energy. An N. Okay, good, because our hand was pretty bad. I didn't know what I was going to do. Just depending on what the top deck was. Alright, so we shuffle our hand into our deck. Get a new 6 cards. Alright, this one's actually this is a really, really good hand. We see a Seismitoad. Muscle Band onto the Landorus. This Pinecone will get knocked out next turn. Okay, but we are going to Battle Compressor. And with this, we are going to discard a Juniper, a Chorus, and a Bridget. Yeah. Where's Chorus? Chorus, come on down. I know there's 2 of y'all. Alright, so discard those. We will Verse Seeker for the Bridget, and we'll use it. Next turn we have a lot of options, actually, even with the Heavy Ball and Love Ball in our hand. We'll get that a Pinecone, Bronzor, and another Bronzor seems fine. Grabbing those 3 cards. Yeah, Bridget seems really good right now, especially. Get down the Fate of Town. Put down the DC on the Bronzor, and here we will just end our turn. Next turn, we got a Heavy Ball. We can search out another Bronzong. We can search out a Pinecone. There's a lot of different options. We see a Fighting Energy go down to the Landorus. A Muscle Band going to it as onto the bench Landorus. And we see a Hammerhead doing 50. And where's that 30 damage going to go? Alright, to the bench Duskull. Okay, so 30 damage. Oh, we actually don't get knocked out, which is great. I thought we had 50. Oh, we have 60 HP. Okay, cool. So we'll get the Bronzong. Alright. We will Lovable, grabbing a Dusclops. Okay. Get the Dusclops. Put it on the active spots. Heavy Ball. We will get down a Forretress. And we need to draw into one of our switches. Forretress coming down. Put that on the active. Yep. Okay, so everybody will take 10 damage. Yep, and we will Verse Seeker for a just for a Juniper. Okay, so Verse Seeker, Juniper, play it. Could use Colors with 4, 5, 6. Only gets a 6, but Juniper gets a 7. So we need to draw into a switch, and we whiff it. Okay, great. Let's think here. We will Love Ball, grabbing another Bronzor. Putting that down, and we just have to sadly end our turn. The Fortress will get knocked out. No matter what. Now, if my opponent has a Lysander, brings up this Dusclops, it will do 60. So we don't get knocked out. We have, oh yeah, it will get knocked out actually if he has a Lysander here. You can knock out the Dusclops and the Fortress at the same time. But here we see another Hammerhead, 50 and 30, probably to the bench Dusclops. Yep, to the Dusclops. Okay. So, Fortress is knocked out. But what we can do is Super Rod it back into the deck. Do we do it right now or wait till later? I think we'll wait. I think we'll just Burst Seeker, break course, and hopefully draw into the Dusknoir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or not. Okay, let's think here. I think it's gonna be better. I want to hit the Dusknoir this turn. I want to guarantee it. So yeah, I'll just Super Rod, back those two in, and we'll just play a Juniper, and just hopefully we get a Heavy Ball or a Dusknoir. There we go. Okay, cool. So we get the Heavy Ball, get out the Dusknoir. Alright, cool. So now we can move around damage. Everybody should just have 10 damage right now. I will save the other Forretress for the next turn if we need it. Put down a Metal Energy to the Bronzor. And we will Pain Amplify. So everybody will have 4, 8, 12. We'll have 120 on board. Sadly, my opponent has not put down a lot of Pokemon. And if my opponent has a Fighting Energy, next turn he can attach it to Fighting Energy. And he can land Judgment, discarding all the energies attached to it. There we see a Lucario coming down, which is great. We can put down a Forretress next turn. We see a Hypnotoxic Laser. Poisoning us. Tails. We are not asleep. We see a Shebe. Oh, my opponent's putting down so many cards, which is good for us. It's great for us. That's great. We see a Verbeek City Gym. Now, if he has an energy, we see a Super Scoop Up. Tails. If he has an energy, now all he can do is Hammerhead or Land's Judgment, not discard the stadium, or not discard all the energies, and he actually knock us out. But they receive Hammerhead, 50, 30 damage going where is the big question. Alright, to the bench, Dusknoir. Alright, so the poison brings up to 80, but we can just put down the Fade of Town. Bumping that. Putting down the Forretress, everybody takes 10. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, we can actually knock out the Landorus this turn, which is probably our biggest threat right now. So everybody takes 10. We can Burst Seeker for a course. Come on down, course. There we go. And with this course, we get 8 cards, which is a lot. We're looking for another Bronzong and probably another Forretress. Alright, cool. So we get the Metal Energy. We get down the Pinecone. We get down the Bronzor. If only we had a switch, which we can get the switch just to save the poison. So we'll computer search, discard the AZ. And the Rare Candy. And here we'll just grab the switch, so that way the poison is not taking effect. And kind of thin out item cards from our deck if that Sidestone does decide to Quake a Punch next turn. And here we'll discard a metal. That seems fine. We'll switch to the bench Bronzong. And how much HP is this? This Landers is at 50. So we need to leave it at 150. So we'll move up a lot of damage around. Sinister Hand. Yeah, I think it's better to take out this Landers right now while we can. So 10. It's gonna be a second. This animation's even worse. It seems like Dusknoir has taken a step backwards. And there we see a concession from my opponent. We were pretty much going to win the game. We were going to knock out the Landorus this turn. I think there was 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. 17 on board. We would leave 20 in play, probably on the Sidestone and on the Landorus. So it seems like the 2 threatening cards, and that way we can put damage on those. That way, so he can't use the Land's Judgment next turn. Or we could have kept all the HP on board and maybe take multiple knockouts at once. But I think taking out the Landorus was definitely the better option, because if he kept getting a laser and a Verbank, he can constantly knock out our Pokemon over and over again. But you kind of see the downside of Dusknoir in this new update is it does take forever to move around damage counters, which kind of stinks. But you saw the power of the Bronzong Dusknoir deck. If you get a setup, which as you see, it's fairly easy to set up. We don't even use Ultra Balls. You just have enough Level Balls and Heavy Balls. And Bridget is such a good card. It is really, really good. I mean, you can Battle Presser, discard it, and then Verse Seeker reuse it. We saw that multiple times. I think it happened Game 1 and Game 2. Or maybe Game 1 we already had in our hand. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching Fan Friday. I hope you enjoyed. We saw pretty much everything in the deck except for the Metal Link's Bronzong. But it's just more in there for a safety net. You can even cut it out of the deck if you want to and not use it. You can kind of just... Maybe that could be your heal block Bronzong. You can just maybe replace the energy, the Metal Link's one with the heal block, and that way they can't use max potions and stuff like that. But it's very rare that you play against a max potion deck, and if they do, they usually have a lot of Pokemon they bench anyway, like we saw Game 1 where they put down a Hoopa, got a bunch of Pokemon down, and that helped us do a lot of damage anyway. But hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you have a great Friday. Alrighty, bye.